I listened to an interview with Rick Priestley. There's this channel, I'll show it in a minute. Where
was that the 25-minute one? Yeah, so you sent that to me, and I'd already watched it, man. I'd already seen it.
So he was talking about how the first 3 editions of Fantasy Battle came about. And he was saying about how, I think it was 2nd edition, or 1st edition, I can't remember. Anyway, one of the first editions, he realized once the book went out that half of the combat modifiers were just not in the book. They'd sent them all this stuff and they just left 3 pages out or something like that. But no one noticed.
Oh, no.
And he was like, people are still playing this game and enjoying it. No one's noticed that half the combat phase isn't in the game. Maybe we made it too complicated.
Jeez, well, yeah,
So then when the 3rd edition came about, they just cut all that content, all this extra detail in the combat phase that just no one cared about because no one even noticed wasn't in the game.
Oh, fuck, wow, yeah, that makes way more sense. Okay, I don't think I listened to that one. I did the Specialist Games one.
Oh, yes, that one was good.
Where they spoke about...
We should
shout out the person who did the interview.
Yeah, because he's only got 3 or 4 up at the moment, but they're pretty good. This was the Andy Chambers one.
Yeah, that's
that
the
I
one,
sent you. This one. So here we go. Film Deg Miniatures has got some good interviews with John Blanche, Rick Priestley, and Andy Chambers. And honestly, I just wish they were longer. I'd love to hear these guys chatting about the early days more.
Yeah, I had seen this on somewhere online, and started watching it and was like, well, I might get back to this later, but at least I've got it in my search history. But then, the video ended and was like, holy shit, wow, that held my attention this whole time. Just fascinating listening just to how some of the nonsense worked behind the scenes.
Yeah. My favourite bit from this Andy Chambers one, he didn't talk about Epic anywhere near as much as I wished he had. I really wanted to know more about Epic. But he did say, we fucked up Epic 40K so bad that as a punishment, we had to go make Gorka more.
That was the best line of it. It was like, wow, holy shit.
We were very naughty boys and we had to go make orcs.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. And they'd spent 2 years developing Battlefleet Gothic or Epic 40,000, Necromunda, but they were only given 8 weeks to make Gorka more.
Yeah, when they said, okay, normally you have 2 years to design and develop a game, and they had 8 weeks to make Gorka Morka. It was like, yeah, I can kind of see that.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It was very rough around the edges.
And it's basically a stripped down reskin of Necromunda, with some
random
kind of shonky vehicle rules bolted on. But yeah, it was real good. I still loved it. But yeah, has something changed recently? Because now a lot of people seem to be coming out of the woodwork and talking quite a lot about...
I don't know. I guess maybe... I guess they were never NDA'd. Or maybe all the NDAs are coming up. They all left within a 5-year period, all the old school guys, and maybe they were like, you're not allowed to talk about any of this stuff for 10 years or whatever.
And everyone's now just like, boom.
Maybe something like that. I'm just guessing. Who knows? Maybe they've fully retired, so they don't give a shit if they never get rehired as a freelancer again. They've got no, no skin in the game anymore.
Well, don't Andy Chambers and Jarvis Johnson work for? Don't they design Mantic or Warlord?
All of them do work for all of the companies, like any other.
Oh, okay.
The people, Warlord Games and Mantic Games and all these other companies that are in Nottingham and are set up by ex-GW people. They would all say, yeah, write us a rule set as a freelancer and we'll put your name on it and pay you money kind of thing.
Okay, sure, that makes sense.
So they all know each other and they all work variously around. But I don't know, maybe they've always been doing interviews, but they finally bubbled up on the surface. Yeah, I don't know. I'd recommend that. That was fun watch.
Yeah, I thought it was great. It's kind of fascinating hearing some of the behind the scenes where... Yeah, it
sounds real sketchy.
It sounds real sketchy. But, really fun. Really just fascinating to just, something that we've loved for so long. Just finding out, so that's how Battlefleet Gothic ended up coming out in the way that it did. And, You know, how Inquisitor ended up and stuff like that. Very good. Inquisitor was a great game. Fucking doubt. Says someone who probably never played it. That game was not a great game.
It wasn't a game. If you had a really good dungeon master, games master type person who could basically cherry pick the good stuff out of it and run a game for you.
And impeccable terrain at a different scale. Even if you played fucking Inquisitor 28 or whatever they...
Yeah.
Because we played it at 28 mil. And that game went great.
There was so much wrong with that game. Like, great setting, great concept, garbage execution in terms of like mechanical rules.
Yeah, the actual rules were so complicated, and
all that complexity added nothing to your gameplay experience.
No.
Yeah. You could literally like stun lock the game out of existence by firing a shuriken cannon.
Yeah.
And just everyone got hit in the groin like 40% of the time.
No, it was left arm.
Was it left arm?
And when they did the reprint to fix it,
Yeah.
they reprinted it with the left arm problem.
Fuck me.
Where you had the hit location chart. So I think it was meant to be in one version of the rules that if you were firing a two-handed weapon, it would make sense that your left arm is taking up more of your silhouette. But it didn't matter who you were, you had like a 40% chance to always hit someone in the left arm. And so it meant people would just take a power armored left arm and then nothing else, because statistically that was better. And then when they were planning to get rid of it, they reprinted it with the left arm problem
fucking
again.
hell.
And so everyone's just constantly having their left arm just blown off.
Yeah, I mean...
So stupid.
So dumb.
What was if you have no left arm? I think if you have no left arm, then I guess people would be like, well, I guess you roll again, because it will hit somewhere
God,
else.
it needs to be sat there for 5 minutes rolling again until you hit something different.
Doing that. Bad.
I hated it.
What if you're left-handed? Well, you're fucked.
Well, yeah. I feel like having that should be like one of those traits that gives you more skill points if you take it.
Okay,
I'm left-handed, so I'm going to take, I get 3 extra skills because my left hand will be obliterated the first time I get shot.
It will be gone immediately. But no, if you enjoyed it, holy shit, the amount of terrible fucking games that both Ben and I have loved is...
Enjoy what you enjoy, but I feel like there's a lot of fucking rose-tinted spectacles or people who never actually played it and just like the idea of it. That's my theory.
You're a melee specialist, dual-wielding chainswords, but you rolled for cybernetic eyes of poor quality. So you had super initiative, but blind as fuck. That instantly sounds like a fun character.
I mean, that sounds like a Warhammer thing.
Someone that can't, they can only see about 3 feet in front of them, but the moment they can see you, they're gonna fuck you up.